Hello, and welcome to another edition of 70 Years, 70 Unsolved Muppet Mysteries. I'm your host, Katilyn. Tonight, we are doing a deep dive investigation into the disappearance of one Rizzo the Rat, who rose from humble origins in 1980 through his connections with the Muppet performer Steve Whitmire. Making his debut on The Muppet Show and subsequently appearing, and even starring, in several feature-length movies, he became beloved by the Muppet fan community, but has since left that same community reeling with his drop from the public eye. We have with us today an investigator who has been on the trail of Rizzo in his home state of New Jersey, and who we hope can shed some light on the rat's whereabouts. Thank you for joining us this evening, Investigator Shane.
That's right. Oh, shoot, that's right. Hi, hello. That's right. I am investigator, Shane Keating here. Thank you for having me on your wonderful program, Katie Lynn. I do have to remind you that in my contract, I have a writer that I have a very special guest that has to join me, and here he is, Mr. Lucas Ross.
Oh, well, thank you for joining us, Mr. Lucas Ross.
That's me. I'm Lucas Ross.
It's wonderful to have a second guest on the program. I look forward to hearing how you can shed some light on this situation.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
So, Lucas, do you have any information about the whereabouts of Rizzo the Rat?
Oh, sorry, but I have to go. Bye-bye.
Oh, well, there he went. Sorry, he's a very busy man. There's a whole lot of banjo necessities that he has to tend to. Obviously, that's obviously why he had to leave and he cannot stay. Obviously, that is the only reason.
Hmm, perhaps this is another investigation for a future episode.
Ooh, yes. 70 years, 70 Lucases.
Well, let's get back to the matter at hand, Shane.
Oh,
I-
right.
I'd like to start at the very beginning, before Rizzo's passion helped him rise to the pinnacle of show business. As we learned in the Muppets 2015 television series, Rizzo was born in the sewers. And from what I can tell, those sewers still exist. How are the sewers of New Jersey, Shane?
Well, I'm going to start off by saying I think Rizzo is a big fat liar. I don't think I've ever seen him in any production in a sewer setting, unless you count the CNN studios. Anyway, the sewers of New Jersey, you sent me, I was informed of this ahead of time, so I tried to do my best to investigate. But you know what? I'm not going to lie, I couldn't do it. And you know why? It's really, really hard. Those grates, those manhole covers, they're so heavy. Oh, my weak little Shane bones couldn't move it. And they're in the middle of the street. All these cars, they kept driving by, zooming. I almost got hit. And then this guy he was in a navy blue outfit and a dark black car. He said, "Hey, you don't do that, and I'm gonna give you a ticket." And I'm like, "A ticket to what?" And then he hit me over the head with his big stick, and I don't really remember what happened after that, but yeah, the sewer was kind of a no-go.
Hmm. I thought you were hired for this because you were enterprising, but perhaps you did a stakeout at one of these sewer grates? Did you see any rats going in and out?
Well, I got a little distracted because there was a funny man with an accent who popped his head in the grate, and he said something like, "Oh, everything floats down here." And I said, "Hey, what's your name, man? You're creeping me out." And then I think he said, "My name's Jared Faircloth." And then he popped back down, and I've never seen him again since.
Hmm. Another possibility for an episode in the future. Where do the sewers go? How far do they run? All the way to Australia? Find out next time.
I don't know why you came to that conclusion.
So no luck there. Well,
Nope.
in the Muppet Christmas Carol, Rizzo does mention that he has 1,274 brothers and sisters. Have you found any of those siblings?
I have tried very hard. There was one instance where I turned on my television and the Muppet Babies animated cartoon program came on, and Rizzo was talking to his brother Vinny Linguini, and I thought, hey, what's he doing in my TV set? So I tried talking to him. He wouldn't come out. He didn't even listen to me. And then I tried to pry it open to force him out, but then the screen went black, and now the TV is broken. So I don't think that is going to lead me to Vinny. But I checked another avenue. I found the yellow pages, of course, and trying to find rat in the yellow pages is nigh impossible. There's not a single rat here. It goes from uh Rastiganev, and there's Rattay, there's Rathburn, Ratikin. I'm assuming not the Disney cartoon villain. Yeah, there's not a single rat in this whole book. So either, some of them got married, maiden name got changed, went down to City Hall, changed their name. I think there's a negative connotation around the word rat. So maybe they wanted to do that, but otherwise, I have no idea. And I just want listeners to know this is a real Yellow Pages. Listen to that. That is tactile paper that you are hearing.
That's the kind of investigation we expect from you, Shane. Going deep into the annals of book history.
Well, this is from the North Shore area. Huh. Wait a minute. That's not America, is it? That's probably a big problem there. Whoops.
I find this hard to believe that you haven't found even one sibling. I have a number of siblings who live in Ohio, and if you throw a rock, you'll hit one. Are you saying that you haven't found a single rat in all of New Jersey?
No, I have not. I've seen a mouse, but I think there's what's the word? Scientific? No, not scientific. Oh, there's an animalistic difference. Distinction. Distinction. There's a distinction.
Alas. Well, sounds like an ongoing project. Keep after it, Shane. Have you checked any places of employment? He could always have fallen back on his previous skills as a bellhop in a hotel or a server in a diner. He wasn't very good at either of those things in The Great Muppet Caper or The Muppets Take Manhattan, but it would be better than starting from nothing.
Well, I've heard a lot of rats are in the legal system, so I consulted every lawyer in New Jersey, and they said, I find your question demeaning and insulting, and I will never represent you in whatever case that you may face in the future. So that seems like a boondoggle in terms of investigative journalism, but they know my name now.
That seems like it might be difficult for you in the future. I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, I'll just have to not. How hard is it to not steal something or not commit tax fraud?
Well, it's always possible there might be a frame up. Just think about that for the future.
What are you insinuating?
Let's move on. Is it possible that Rizzo has tried to begin his own business venture? He was a very enterprising rat.
You are correct. And we saw in that motion picture, Muppet Treasure Island, that he did start his own business venture, which was Pirate Cruise Lines or something to that effect. I probably should have read into that a little bit more. But he was taking money from other rats and he was supplying them with a handsome ocean cruise. So maybe that's where he is. Maybe he went back into the pirate cruise business. It's
Maybe.
possible. Hmm.
Eh,
It's very lucrative.
Perhaps that's something that an investigator could have investigated?
It could have been if I didn't oversleep through my alarm.
Well, knowing how devious Rizzo can be, perhaps he's been put into witness protection, or he might be laying low to evade authorities. We know he's been involved in several schemes, not least of which exploiting the fast fashion craze by making garments that leave the wearer totally naked, as depicted in Muppet Classic Theater. He has even impersonated Mickey Mouse to make a buck. What does that tell you, Shane?
What you're telling me is it sounds like he is a dangerous criminal and maybe he shouldn't be found. And maybe on the flip side, if people are so easily scammed by invisible clothing or someone impersonating Michael Mouse, then maybe that is our own fault for falling for such rodent chicaneries.
Rats and chickens, Shane?
Chica chicanery, not chicanery, chicanery. Oh, I see. That was an attempt at humor. Oh, I get it.
We have to keep these investigations light, or else the audience will leave.
That's true. We don't want the subject matter to get too dark. There are children listening.
Right, and they are very invested in what has happened to their beloved rat. But now I feel we must leave the realm of the mundane. What about something more supernatural? How have your efforts in communication with the extraterrestrials gone? Rizzo was known to fraternize with aliens.
That is true. We have seen that throughout multiple movies because, as we all know, Gonzo is an alien. There's no other explanation for what he is, who he is, where he came from. Muppets from Space provided a clear-cut answer as to the deal with Gonzo, and Rizzo has been consorting with him for upwards of 2, 3 decades, maybe even a million decades if you do your math very, very poorly, like I do.
Is that strange machine behind you? Does that have anything to do with your communication with the aliens?
This machine?
Yes, with all the buttons and the lights.
Oh, no, that's a waffle maker. All those buttons, different toppings, different shapes. I can make it a circle, a square. Well, only the two, but those two were different.
I'm very happy for you. Waffle making was featured, I believe, in Muppets from Space, so it's possible that has brought you closer to the
Well,
pancakes.
Rizzo eats a bunch of stacks of bologna and raspberry popovers.
What about those glowing orbs off the coast of New Jersey? Do you think Rizzo was in communication with those aliens?
I'm not sure that those were aliens. And here's my theory. Rizzo, we don't know where he's been. He's kind of dropped out of the limelight. You know who else has dropped out of the limelight? Balloon Boy. Remember him, the viral sensation? I think maybe Rizzo and him are trying to stage some kind of cooperative comeback. So those lights, those weren't aliens. They weren't drones. They weren't even some rock concert taking place in the middle of an oil rig in the middle of the ocean. They were Rizzo and Balloon Boy flying through the sky, trying to make sure people remembered them for who they are and why we love them. Did that make sense? I hope it did.
Well, considering that his Muppet colleagues have been known to parachute out of airplanes, it is not too far-fetched for me, and not for the American public. But where else could Rizzo possibly be? Where haven't we checked? What about the libraries? As we know, Rizzo has a fondness for the classics of literature. Perhaps he's there studying for his next great performance. First Christmas Carol, Treasure Island, then Wizard of Oz. What could be next?
Hmm. Oh, dare I? I think I must say it. I think he's obviously preparing for Of Mice and Men. Wait, he's a rat. That would never work. I'm sorry. Forget that.
Rats and mice are very prominent in literature, Shane. Rizzo never wanted to be typecast, so he'd never
That's
go for
true.
it.
He could be the men in Of Mice and Men. And the mice could be Mr. Poodlepants.
So you're saying that he is not going to be the next great Gatsby.
No, he will not be the next great Ratsby, you mean. Ha 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 ha. Maybe you know what? I've spent hours in the library on those Where's Waldo books. Maybe he's just been doing that because Waldo's a very hard guy to find, much like Rizzo. Maybe he feels a kinship to Waldo. He can't be found and nor can Waldo. Or as they say in the UK, Wally, for some reason. As they say in the North Shore area phone book, he's Wally.
Shane, have you just spent your entire investigation in the pizza joints?
I'm not gonna lie to you, Katilyn. Sort of. Pizza is good, pizza is life, and as the internet has told us, rats love pizza. You seen Pizza Rat? Big viral sensation. But I don't think Rizzo would go after that kind of fame. He knows that Pizza Rat's been done. He wouldn't try to repeat himself or repeat what anybody else has done. He would try to forge his own way. So maybe he's not hanging out at a pizzeria. Maybe he's trying to be a shawarma rat or baguette rat or government ice cream rat.
Thank you, Shane, for your thorough search for Rizzo. A search that frustratingly continues, and for now must remain unsolved. Join us next time as we investigate the seedy pyramid schemes of mail-order superhero courses. I've been Katie Lynn, and this has been 70 Years, 70 Unsolved Muppet Mysteries.
And I was here too.
Katie Lynn here again to bring you this update. Subsequent to our broadcast, Unsolved Muppet Mysteries received this voice message on our tip line from someone identifying themselves only as Rizzo's #1 fan.
Yo, is this the Unsolved Muppets tip line? Yeah, I got a tip for ya. I know exactly where Rizzo the Rat is, but it's top secret. Yeah, if you ever want to see the rat again, just send $1 million my Venmo. Yeah, send it over to... That's $1 million. Believe me, it's what Rizzo would want. Also, just kind of throwing this out there, might need to workshop this a bit, but if you could add like a few $1 million, then I might be able to find Rizzo, quicker. So, I mean, that's always an option.
Who is Rizzo's #1 fan? Do they really know where Rizzo is? Or is this another elaborate scheme thought up by Rizzo himself to stay hidden just a little bit longer? If you have any answers to these questions, reach out on our tip line. Just not in a scammy way. Until next time.
70 Years, 70 Muppets is a Muppet fan podcast presented by ToughFix.com, hosted by a whole myriad of people and edited by them as well. Produced by Jared Fairclough. The Muppet 70 logo used with permission by the Muppet Studio with thanks to Danny Iglesias, Frank Reich Snyder and Lee Slaughter. Don't forget to follow ToughFix.com on all social media platforms. You can support us by heading to patreon.com/toughfigs or buying a t-shirt at tpublic.com/toughfigs.